Life is full of moments when we feel overwhelmed, defeated, and ready to give up. It's easy to believe that we are alone in our struggles, that no one cares or understands the battles we face. But the truth is far more powerful and comforting. God never gives up on you. No matter how many times you stumble or fall, His love remains unwavering, patiently waiting for you to rise again. The only person who can truly give up on yourself is you. Today, let's explore the unbreakable hope that comes from knowing you are never abandoned, and how to find the strength within to keep moving forward. The meaning of God's unwavering commitment and faith in you. Life can sometimes feel like an endless series of challenges, hardships, and disappointments. When we face setbacks, failures, or moments of despair, it's natural to feel abandoned, lost, or even hopeless. Many people wonder, does anyone really care? Does God care about my struggles? The answer to this question is one of the most powerful and transformative truths we can ever embrace. God never gives up on you. What does it mean that God never gives up on you? It means that no matter how many mistakes you make, no matter how often you stumble or fall, God's love remains constant and steadfast. It means that His patience is limitless, and His faith in your potential is unshakable. Unlike us, who are limited by human emotions like frustration, disappointment, or anger, God's commitment to us is perfect, unconditional, and eternal. Throughout history, countless examples in the Bible have shown us this unwavering commitment. Consider the story of Jonah. Jonah ran away from God's calling, refusing to do what was asked of him. Yet, God did not abandon Jonah in his rebellion. Instead, He pursued him, gave him a second chance, and even saved him from the belly of a great fish. This story reminds us that no matter how far we stray, God's hand is always ready to guide us back. Or think about the Apostle Peter. He denied Jesus 3 times out of fear and weakness. Many would have given up on such a person, but Jesus did not. Instead, He forgave Peter and restored him to become a great leader of the early church. This teaches us that God's love transcends our failures, and that His grace always offers us the opportunity to begin again. The reality that God never gives up on us is a profound expression of His nature. He is love, and love is patient and kind. The Apostle Paul described this perfectly in 1 Corinthians 13 verses 4-7. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. This love is exactly how God loves each one of us. Understanding this divine love helps us grasp why God never gives up on us. He sees not just who we are in the moment, but who we can become. He sees our potential, our dreams, and the purpose He has for our lives. Even when we doubt ourselves or others doubt us, God believes in us. He believes in the possibilities within us that we often fail to recognize. Yet, this truth brings a challenge to each of us. If God never gives up on us, then why do so many of us give up on ourselves? Why do we let fear, shame, or discouragement become reasons to stop trying? Why do we sometimes lose hope in our own ability to change, grow, or succeed? Part of the answer lies in the difference between divine love and human nature. Humans are fragile. We get tired. We feel overwhelmed by pain, setbacks, or rejection. We can become trapped in cycles of negative thoughts and self-doubt. This is the human condition, and it is normal to struggle. But the very fact that God never gives up on us means we are never alone in these struggles. His presence is a source of strength, encouragement, and renewal. When we face moments of weakness, we can lean on Him. When we feel like giving up, we can remember His faithfulness and His promise to never leave us or forsake us. Hebrews 13 verse 5. In practical terms, understanding that God never gives up on you should inspire a powerful shift in how you view yourself. You are not defined by your failures, your past mistakes, or the negative labels others may have placed on you. You are defined by the love and purpose God has for you. That means there is always hope, always a new beginning, and always the possibility of growth. This truth also calls us to be patient with ourselves. Just as God's love is patient, we too must learn to be patient with our own journey. Change and healing are not instant. They take time, effort, and perseverance. There will be setbacks, but they do not mean failure unless we choose to stop trying. Remember, the stories of transformation in the Bible are filled with moments of struggle and failure before victory. Moses, David, Paul, all faced great obstacles and made mistakes, yet God's grace and patience allowed them to fulfill their destinies. This same grace is available to you. Finally, God's refusal to give up on you invites you to reflect on the power of forgiveness, both receiving it from Him and extending it to yourself. Sometimes, the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. We carry guilt, shame, or regret that weighs us down. But God's love is a love that forgives completely. When we accept His forgiveness, we can release the burden and move forward. In conclusion, the foundation of the message, God never gives up on you. Only you can give up on yourself, lies in the unchanging truth of God's love and faithfulness. No matter what you have done, where you have been, or how far you feel from Him, God's arms are always open. He waits patiently, believing in your potential and ready to help you rise again. As you begin this journey of hope and renewal, carry this truth in your heart. You are never abandoned. You are never alone. God's love never fails. The only thing standing between you and your breakthrough is the choice to keep going. And that choice, no matter how difficult, is always yours to make. The challenges that tempt us to give up on ourselves. Life is rarely easy. Each of us faces trials, setbacks, disappointments, and moments of intense struggle. These challenges come in many forms: loss of a loved one, financial hardship, broken relationships, health crises, or failures in personal and professional dreams. When the weight of these difficulties presses down on us, it's natural to feel overwhelmed, discouraged, and sometimes even defeated. In those moments, the temptation to give up on ourselves becomes very strong. We may think, I can't do this anymore, I'm not good enough, or there's no hope for me. These thoughts can spiral into feelings of worthlessness and despair. Many people reach a point where they stop trying to improve, stop believing in change, and settle into resignation. Why does this happen? Why do so many people, despite God's unwavering faithfulness, still give up on themselves? One reason is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of pain. Fear convinces us that the risks of trying are too high, that we will only be hurt again. It tells us to protect ourselves by giving up before things get worse. Fear clouds our judgment and prevents us from seeing the opportunities for growth hidden within hardship. Another reason is discouragement. When we try but don't see progress, discouragement sets in. We become tired and begin to believe the lies that our efforts don't matter or that we're destined to fail. This discouragement can be deepened by the opinions of others. Negative comments, criticism, or a lack of support can reinforce our doubts. Additionally, many of us carry the burden of past mistakes or failures. We may feel defined by our worst moments, haunted by guilt or regret. When we cannot forgive ourselves, we trap ourselves in a prison of self-condemnation. It's easy to think, I'm not worthy, or I'll never be able to change. These feelings build walls that keep us stuck and prevent us from moving forward. Sometimes, we also face spiritual battles that drain our hope and faith. The enemy, whether we think of it as evil forces, negative energy, or simply internal struggles, works hard to convince us that God has given up on us. When these lies take root, it becomes harder to hold on to the truth of God's love and faithfulness. Despite all these reasons, it's important to understand that giving up on yourself is a choice, not an inevitability. It's a decision made in moments of weakness, but one that can be reversed. The key is recognizing the signs of giving up and choosing to fight back with courage and faith. Consider the stories of people who faced enormous challenges but refused to give up. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, faced poverty, rejection from publishers, and personal struggles before achieving worldwide success. Her story reminds us that perseverance in the face of adversity can lead to incredible breakthroughs. Similarly, the famous inventor Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before finally inventing the electric light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His attitude reflects the mindset we all need. Failure is not the end, but part of the journey toward success. These examples illustrate that setbacks, failures, and discouragements are part of life's process, not reasons to stop. But in the heat of our own struggles, it's hard to remember these truths. That's why it is vital to build habits and supports that keep us moving forward. One powerful support is community. Surrounding yourself with people who encourage, believe in you, and remind you of your worth can make a huge difference. When you feel like giving up, a kind word or a helping hand can renew your strength and hope. Another support is faith. Turning to God in prayer, meditation, or reflection helps us reconnect with the truth that we are never alone. God's promises remind us that He walks with us through every valley and that His strength is made perfect in our weakness. Finally, self-care and self-compassion are essential. Recognizing that it's okay to feel tired or broken sometimes, and giving yourself permission to rest and heal is part of the journey toward resilience. Being gentle with yourself allows you to recover and find the energy to keep going. The temptation to give up on yourself will come, but it doesn't have to win. Remember that God never gives up on you, even when you feel most unworthy, even when you doubt, even when you fail. His love is bigger than your fears and failures. The next step is choosing to hold on to your dreams, your purpose, your faith, and your hope. The power to keep going lies within you. You are stronger than you realize, and you have a God who believes in you completely. So today, as you face your own battles, remember, the hardest part is not the failure or the pain. It's deciding to try one more time. God is waiting for you to keep moving forward, and the only person who can give up on yourself is you. Choose hope, choose faith, choose life. Discovering the power within to never give up. In the midst of life's storms, when everything seems to be crumbling around you, it can feel impossible to keep going. The pain, the failures, the setbacks, they can all weigh heavily on your heart and mind. Yet, within each of us lies a powerful source of strength that, when tapped into, can carry us through the darkest nights and into the dawn of a new day. This power is the resilience, hope, and courage that God has placed deep inside your soul. The fact that God never gives up on you is not just a comforting truth to be admired from a distance. It is an invitation to discover and unleash the power within yourself. It is a call to awaken the spirit of perseverance and faith that is already alive in you, waiting to be awakened and nourished. You might ask, how do we access this inner strength? How do we keep faith alive when doubts and fears threaten to consume us? First, it starts with belief. Belief not only in God's unwavering love, but also in your own inherent worth and potential. God created you with intention, purpose, and unique gifts. You are not an accident or a mistake. You are designed for greatness in your own way. Recognizing this truth plants the seeds of confidence and determination that empower you to keep moving forward. Second, this power grows through your choices. Every day, you have the opportunity to decide how you respond to life's challenges. Will you let fear dictate your actions, or will you choose courage? Will you let past failures define you, or will you choose to learn and grow? Will you sink into despair, or will you rise with hope? The power to persevere is built one choice at a time. Third, prayer and spiritual connection are essential tools to strengthen your resolve. When you reach out to God, you open a channel for divine guidance, peace, and renewal. Prayer is not just asking for help. It is a conversation that realigns your heart with God's purpose. Through prayer, you can find clarity, gain courage, and receive the grace to continue when you feel like giving up. Fourth, surrounding yourself with positive influences fuels your inner power. God often uses people, friends, mentors, family, or community to remind us of our strength and encourage us along the way. These connections act as lifelines, providing support, wisdom, and motivation when your own strength feels depleted. Moreover, cultivating a positive mental attitude is vital. How you think about yourself and your circumstances shapes your reality. Choosing to focus on hope, gratitude, and faith shifts your mindset from one of defeat to one of victory. This mental shift empowers you to see obstacles as opportunities and failures as lessons. Developing resilience also involves learning to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. It is often through adversity that we discover our true capabilities. When you face pain or hardship, Remind yourself that these are not signs that you should give up, but invitations to rise stronger and wiser. Self-discipline and consistency are additional keys to unlocking your inner strength. It's easy to feel motivated in moments of inspiration, but true power is built through steady, persistent effort over time. Whether it's in your personal goals, spiritual growth, or emotional healing, daily commitment, even in small steps, creates momentum that carries you forward. Importantly, this journey includes forgiving yourself for past mistakes and releasing guilt or shame. God's love is unconditional and forgiving, and you must extend that same grace to yourself. Holding on to regret only drains your energy and blocks your progress. When you forgive yourself, you free your spirit to embrace the future with renewed hope. Finally, remember that you are never alone in this journey. The promise that God never gives up on you means that His presence is constant, offering comfort, strength, and direction. You can call on Him anytime, in every moment of doubt or fear, and find the courage to keep going. Consider the words of Isaiah 40 verse 31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. This verse reminds us that true strength comes from placing our hope in God and trusting that He will renew us even when we feel exhausted. So, the power to never give up is inside you. It is part of your divine design. When you connect with God, nurture your faith, choose courage daily, and forgive yourself, you tap into an unstoppable source of resilience. You become like a tree planted by the water, whose roots grow deep and steady even in the driest seasons. No matter what you face, you have within you the ability to rise again and again. The only person who can give up on you is you. But with God's love fueling your heart and your own determination as your guide, giving up is not an option. Embrace the power within. Let it be the fire that lights your path forward. Believe in your potential, lean into your faith, and step boldly into the future that God has prepared for you. Taking action, living without giving up on yourself. Now that we have explored how God's love never abandons us, why we might be tempted to give up, and the inner power God has placed in us, the final and most important step is what you do with this truth. Knowing that God never gives up on you is only the beginning. The real transformation happens when you decide to live it, to choose not to give up on yourself, no matter what life throws at you. Choosing to keep going is a daily decision. It means waking up each morning and committing to move forward, even if just by a small step. It means refusing to let setbacks define you and instead using them as lessons. It means speaking words of encouragement to yourself rather than criticism. It means surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and seeking help when you need it. One powerful way to live without giving up on yourself is by cultivating a mindset of hope and gratitude. When you focus on the good, no matter how small it may seem, you train your mind to look for possibilities instead of problems. Gratitude opens the door to joy, even in the darkest times, and hope fuels perseverance. Another critical action is to set realistic goals and create a plan. Sometimes the feeling of wanting to give up comes from overwhelm. When the mountain seems too high, break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Celebrate each small victory. Progress, no matter how slow, builds momentum and confidence. Learning to forgive yourself and others is also essential. Holding on to bitterness, guilt, or resentment drains your energy and clouds your judgment. Forgiveness frees your heart and clears the path for healing and growth. Remember, God's forgiveness is always available. Accepting it helps you forgive yourself and move forward with peace. Prayer and meditation keep your heart connected to God's strength. Regular spiritual practice reminds you that you are not alone and invites divine wisdom and peace into your life. It centers you in God's love and renews your courage each day. It is equally important to take care of your physical and emotional health. Exercise, healthy eating, rest, and activities that bring joy replenish your body and mind. When you are physically and emotionally strong, you are better equipped to face life's challenges without giving up. Ask for help when you need it. Strength is not about doing everything alone, but recognizing when you need support. Trusted friends, mentors, counselors, or faith communities can provide encouragement and guidance. Sometimes, just knowing someone believes in you can keep you going. Remember to celebrate your progress and growth. Reflect on how far you have come, the obstacles you have overcome, and the lessons you have learned. Each step forward is a testimony to God's faithfulness and your courage. Celebrate these victories, no matter how small, as proof that you are on the right path. Above all, never forget the truth that started this journey. God never gives up on you. His love is the foundation on which you can build a life of resilience and hope. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself that you are held by a love greater than any failure or fear. The power to choose life, to choose hope, to choose to keep going is in your hands. You may face difficult days, but you are stronger than those moments. You may encounter storms, but you are anchored in unshakable love. You may stumble, but you can rise again. As you move forward, carry this message in your heart. Only you can give up on yourself, but you don't have to. With God by your side and your own courage leading the way, you can face any challenge and keep moving forward. Your story is not over. The best chapters are yet to come. Choose to believe in your worth. Choose to trust in God's plan. Choose to never give up on yourself.